this is Max again, and today we will have the second part of the BLE product debugging, which is to enable the debug logs on the iOS devices so we can see more details underlying in the iOS system. So there will be a quick introduction and a quick demo. Normally we don't have a lot of information regarding the iOS SDK and system when they are doing Bluetooth communications. So when you have a problem, if you can't figure out in your own code, you won't know what's happening in the system either. But there is a way to enable more detailed logs on the iOS devices. So basically, there is a debug log mode for the iOS system, and if you install special profile, it will enable the detailed debug logs, and then when you are reproducing the issue, it will generate more details in the logs, and then you can check in the logs what's happening in the system. So this is the web page of the bug reporting site from Apple, and they have a page listed all the different logs, the instructions in different areas. Like for Bluetooth, there are accuracy 3 for watchOS, macOS, and iOS, and there's the instruction, and then there's a special profile to enable the Bluetooth logging on iOS. I have this instructions open, and it's quite straightforward. So firstly, you need to download the profile, and to be able to download the profile, you need to have a developer account. And then you install that profile, and then you reproduce an issue, and then you use the system diagnosis to trigger a log output. So basically, you do this: press volume up, volume down, and power button at the same time, and you should feel a short vibration. And after that, you wait for some time. After the log is generated, then you can copy it. You can sync it to iTunes, and then you can find the logs on your laptop. So this is the procedure, which is the same as the instructions. For other technologies, it might be different. You need to check the instructions. And now we will have a quick demo to enable this log and capture the log for reading a characteristic. Now we will try to capture the logs. This is the TI device used to do the demo, and we will talk to the device from this iPhone. Here is the web page with all the instructions and profiles we need to do the debug logging. Here we see this is the Bluetooth for iOS, and there's the instructions. This is the profile. If we click, it will download the profile, and then ask you whether you want to install it on your iPhone. And you can see details in the profile, but we'll just click install, tap on this install. There's some information, we'll just install anyway. Then we're back. If we go back to settings, we can see in the profile we have this Bluetooth login profile. Now we'll quickly do the connect, read, and write from this light blue app. We will find the device first, simple BLE peripheral. Tap. It will connect to the device, and we will only read and write the first characteristic. So you can see when we open this page, it reads the value. And now I will write down the time. So we will be able to find the log items in the log. The value is 88. we'll do a write the value to 50, and we'll write down the time again, 50, and do a read again. Now you disconnect from this device, and actually we don't need this app anymore. Now we need to trigger this diagnosis on the phone, so it write all the debug logs in a file, and later we can import them to the MacBook or a Windows PC using iTunes. To do that, we need to hold the volume up and down button and the power button together. I will do that now. Okay. So now we will wait for the iPhone to produce log in 10 minutes. Now we will try to import logs from the iPhone. So we open iTunes and then click this iPhone and click sync. And we can see the progress here. Okay, when it says copying diagnosis information, is copying the logs. So now we are done with the sync. Now we'll go to the folder to find the logs. So it's in library logs crash reporter. You can find the full log in the slides, the mobile device, the iPhone 5, then the diagnostic logs, sys diagnose. Here we can see there is a zip file. Normally this should be sent to the Apple engineers, but you can also have a look if you want. We have all the files, and now the Bluetooth log is actually in this file. If you double click, it will open the logs in the console app, and you can see it's showing the progress here. Because it's a very large file with all kinds of logs, so it takes some time to load the whole log file. You can see actually it's not only the log when we did the capture, but it's the log for a very long time. Here we can see some future days. That's because we did some tests to change the date and time to see whether the app is still working fine. So we will ignore them. Okay, finishes. Okay, now we will go to the time. We did the read and write. Is 47 06. Now you understand why we need to write down the exact time, because there are so many log items. If we don't know the exact time, it will be very difficult to find the position. 47 Okay, 4706. You can see there are many logs. Actually, they all belong to core Bluetooth, and you can see there is a dot shows this is the debug log. So if you don't have the debug profile, you won't see those logs. So you can see the debug profile gives you how much more information, although sometimes you don't really need them. Sorry, it's 47. (4706) 058. Okay, so you can see actually this is the log from light blue, and it reads the value, which is 88. Now we go to the next item when we wrote a new value to the characteristic. It's 36. 291, 36, 291. Okay, so light blue send a message to core Bluetooth to write the new value to 50. Then this it's not really related to our device. I think this is when we get a response. It's successful. Now we go to the next one. 53,700. Now maybe we have a look at this one. No, it's not really related. Anyway, this is the one. Light blue send a message to core Bluetooth to read a characteristic, and it gets the response, and the value is 50. Okay, so that's the demo. Obviously, there are a lot of information, and also there are different enumerations for the operation type and results. You need to get familiar with this if you want to make some sense, but it might be useful in some cases. Here is the example. Actually, I use this technique to find out a problem in the iOS core Bluetooth SDK. So it's some kind of edge case, but if we don't check the log, maybe we won't find out whether it's a problem on the iOS side or on the firmware side. And we won't go to details of this problem, but there is a link of the OpenReader issue, and if you want, you can have a look. And the only reference is the Apple bug reporting website. You can get all the information there. Okay, so there is a quick summary. And if you can enable the iOS debug logs, it can provide more information about what's happening in the system level. And if you can't determine whether a problem is in your app or on a hardware device which is communicating with your app, or actually in the iOS system or in the iOS SDK, this might be helpful because you get some insights of what's happening in the iOS system. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.